I'm Miguel Valdez, your Student Body Vice President.
And I'm Jamila Espinosa, your Student Body Secretary.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you, and now on to the DETV.
Coming up on today's show, a new sport season is about to start, and we have what you need to know to join.
And we look at dropping car prices and what that means for student drivers.
And of course, we will be heating up things with this day in history. Hello, Desert Edge. Today is Tuesday, September 14, 2021. I'm Priscilla Verdugo.
And I'm Danielle Morales. Welcome to DETV, the voice of Desert Edge High School.
We have a great show lined up for today. Now it's time for Question of the Day.
There are many beautiful waterfalls in the United States. Today's question is, which 2 waterfalls in Arizona are top rated in the United States?
That's a tough one, Daniela. I'll be thinking about it during the show.
We will have the answer at the end of the show.
Now let's move on to today's announcement. The swim season is starting up. The first meet will be on Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 5:45 at the Goodyear Recreation Center. All are welcome to join.
FCA has moved to the first half of Power Hour on Tuesdays. If you missed it today and we are still interested in joining, please go to room D2 next Tuesday at the beginning of lunch. Our news anchor Sergio has been checking the news feeds for the latest stories. What have you found, Sergio?
Thanks, guys. I've been doing my best to find the latest national and international stories. Today we have a net loss in jobs from 2020. More companies are going green, and car prices are going down from the World News Market. Let's get started. New census data shows that the coronavirus pandemic caused poverty to go up in 2020. There was an increase of 0.9% of people who were in poverty. Another 3.3 million people fell below the poverty line last year, for a total of roughly 37.2 million people lost their jobs due to pandemic shutdowns and closures of non-essential businesses. Employment has improved significantly since then, but the nation is still more than 5 million jobs short of where it was in February of 2020. The company Procter & Gamble is launching a new climate goal to achieve net zero greenhouse emissions by 2040. They say the move is not only for the company's own operations, but its entire supply chain. That includes zero deforestation. That's a large goal, especially for a company whose products include brands that heavily rely on wood pulp for paper. P&G says it's already getting nearly all of its power from renewable electricity, but admits some of the technology and process needed doesn't exist yet. The company says the next step is to cut those emissions by 40% in 2030. This is now a good time to look for a used car or plan a trip. Tuesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that shifts in prices for some industries. For instance, prices for airline tickets and car insurance dipped in August. Used car prices were also down last month for the first time since February. The prices for pre-owned vehicles have skyrocketed over the last 12 months for 2 big reasons. The pandemic has people trying to avoid public transportation, and corporations have struggled with producing new cars due to the global chip shortage. That's all for today. Back to you.
The pandemic may have slowed down many industries, but it hasn't slowed down our sports teams.
Gavin Brocious, our sports anchor, has more information on that.
What have you found, Gavin?
Thanks, guys. Yesterday was pretty quiet on the DE sports scene. Only girls golf was competing, and they don't really like to send me scores, but there's a lot more sports upcoming in action today. First off, varsity boys golf will be at Deer Valley. freshman and sophomore girls volleyball, JV volleyball, and varsity volleyball will be at Vista Grand, while badminton takes on Goldwater at home. Since DE Sports is a little thin today, let's move on to the NFL. The Raiders started their first season in Las Vegas last night. Our DE head coach, Coach Marcus, was pretty excited, and he really wouldn't be quiet about it during first hour this morning.
Thanks, Gavin.
Now we look at innovation that lit up the world 209 years ago. What do you have for us, Vaughn?
Welcome to This Day in History. Today's show is fire. Today in the year 1812, Moscow was set ablaze by none other than the Tsar of Russia. This is because Napoleon's grand army had just captured the city, and instead of letting Russia's capital fall into the hands of the enemy, he decided to burn it to the ground. The plan would actually cause Napoleon's army to retreat. 600,000 French men walked into Russia. Only 50,000 came back. That's all for This Day in History. Back to you.
Thanks, Vaughn.
Well, you've had some time to think about today's question of the day. The question was, which two waterfalls in Arizona are top rated in the United States?
And the answer is Grand Falls and Havasu Falls. Those waterfalls make me wish for colder weather.
Yeah, it's been really hot lately, and it doesn't seem like it's going to cool down anytime soon.
And Gavin Fair is in our weather center with more. What's going on, Gavin?
Thanks. If you look over here on your state map, you'll see that up north to Flagstaff, we have the low of 47 today with the high of 78. Down south in Tucson, we have the low of 73 with the high of 101. Over on the west side, we have Yuma with the low of 79 and the high of 109. And then towards the capital, for today, we have the low of 76 with the high of 107. For the rest of the week, we'll have mid to high 70s with the high being 106 and 102. That's all for me. Now back to you.
That does it for today.
Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to DETV2012@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Danielle Morales.
And I'm Priscilla Verdugo. Have a great day, Scorpions.